Good afternoon, everyone. It is Friday the 19th, and we are at the end of the week here for close of the markets. And generally, the market did turn around a little bit today. We are up across the board, across many of the sectors. We're down weekly on the S&P and the Qs, as well as the Russell 2000. Semiconductors did recover here, but overall, we're still up year to date on many of the sectors, with Bitcoin and Ethereum trailing and crude oil behind the scenes. So let's have a quick look at the charts and see what things are telling us. So on the left hand side here, we're going to do the daily time frame, and then on the right hand side here, we'll have the 30-minute time frame. We recovered above this 5-day moving average in the S&P 500 today. It seems that we found buyers from the 17th of September low. That's the volume weighted average price, and that's where we found some buyers come in and take control. We're now gapped up into the 5-day moving average, pulled back, and we've essentially just been battling with the VWAP anchor from the Federal Reserve from the 10th of December, and that's where we basically closed slightly above it today, and we're up against that volume weighted average price for pretty much the entirety of the day after it kind of gapped up. So we'll see what happens here. We're above we're actually above a rising 20 and 50-day moving average now, so things have turned back positive again. We still have a slightly declining 5-day moving average, and we will, as we kind of pull into this next section of data here on Monday. Now, if we get a rally up on Monday, then the 5-day moving average will start to rise. But ideally, what we actually see is we see a bit of a pullback down to that 5-day moving average. Give it a day or two, Tuesday, to set up, maybe tighten and consolidate, and that's where we get the Santa Claus rally start. And that's ideally what I would want. I wanted it a deeper pullback, take out these lows from down here, but unfortunately that never happened, and we're up against this anchor from the Fed. So we'll see where we go. Qs are in a similar position, but a little bit more stronger. They're above the anchor from the Fed, and they were battling with the month-to-date volume weighted average price. We're above a rising 20 and 50-day moving average, holding the level tightly here. So ideally, like I said, pull back here to the 5-day moving average on Monday, consolidate a little bit, and then allows us an easy entry into the Santa Claus rally on Wednesday. Semiconductors led the market up today, obviously behind the strength of Nvidia, which we'll come back and talk to in a minute. But semiconductors are now got a flat to rising 5-day moving average. If you're looking to get involved here, there is some opportunity on Monday, maybe a pullback to the anchor from the Fed. Maybe it did sell off and pull back to the daily VWAP here, so it's a little bit extended here from this 5-day moving average. So maybe we get a pullback here, and that's where we end up. That would be a good opportunity. Russell 2000 still has a declining 5-day moving average. Needs a little bit more time. Found some buyers above the 20-day moving average here. So keep that in mind when you're looking to get involved in the Russell 2000. It needs a few more days to set up. It needs to get rid of these next 2 days of data in order to probably set up for a bit more of a low risk opportunity. The XBI still kind of in this range after a fairly big the fairly big move up since the start of June, holding in this kind of consolidation pattern. 5-day moving average is starting to rise again after today's rally, but again, in this section here, I would say if you're looking to get involved in the XBI, maybe if you're being aggressive, a buy above today's high with a stop below probably this level here, or maybe even down here, but it's still in this kind of consolidation, digesting these big gains. So I think it needs a bit more time personally. XLE's got declining 5-day moving average. Don't think there's much really to get involved in on here. It's below a 50-day moving average and the 20-day moving average, so not overly anything to really get too excited about in this one. Financials continue to hold in this pattern. Looks kind of a bit of a bullish pattern, a bullish flag on the long-term time frame. Financial stocks generally seem to be doing good. We're above all the appropriate moving averages, and we're above all the volume weighted average prices. So financials look good. I don't trade them personally, but if it's something that you're interested in, they do look quite healthy. We'll have a quick look at the crypto market. So Bitcoin had a bit more of a rally day, came back into that 5-day moving average for the third time in a row. It's pulled back and it's consolidated here back on the short-term time frame. This is the 4-hour time frame on the right-hand side. It pulled back into that week-to-date volume weighted average price. It looks like it could be finding, and there's obviously someone absorbing a lot of supply in and around this area. It wasn't willing to break down, and now the markets are looking a little bit more neutral to the positive side. This could be potentially the start of the next move up. This today, if you look at it on the 30-minute time frame, was looking a lot more productive than these quick pushes to the upside after these kind of fade upwards. This brought up today, it's pulled back, it found supply off the bottom, it found some buyers on the VWAP from the bottom quite cleanly. So wait to see how it shakes out. But Bitcoin is still in a downtrend overall. But when things like this happen, my thought process changes on potentially more to the downside. But until we kind of start getting back up into this area of 94, 95, maybe break above that 50-day moving average, currently it's still in a downtrend. So we have to look at it objectively and keep that objective mindset, and not get excited about potentially missing out on trying to buy the bottom. Ethereum's in a similar state. Let's remove all these drawings off of it. Um, we're above that. We found buyers here. I just removed the anchor by accident, but essentially we found some buyers off of the March 23 low. We're below a declining 50-day moving average, but we did find some buyers here this morning as it undercut the low from yesterday. So we'll see where we go with this one. It's very similar to Bitcoin and similar to Ethereum too. Sorry, to Solana as well. It undercut this prior low. I was hoping it would get more of a flush down to this $90 mark, but it is still below all the moving averages. It is looking weak. It's looking like a possibility of further breakdown, but we'll have to see what happens over the next few days, the next trading days. Outside of that, that's pretty much it for this week's folks. There's maybe post some trade ideas this weekend for Monday, Tuesday, but outside of that, I hope you have a good weekend.